Hey everybody, welcome back to Geeks and Freaks and day 4 of our Halloween countdown. Chances are if you've been around on the internet for a while you've heard of Ben Yahtzee Croshaw. He's been reviewing, or rather ridiculing, video games in his great weekly show Zero Punctuation ever since it aired on theescapist.com back in 2007. But apart from creating some of the funniest content on the internet in the past decade, what you might not know is that Yahtzee also dipped his toe into video game development, with games spanning from roguelikes to puzzle platformers. But it's Halloween, so I wanted to quickly talk about a few horror games that Yahtzee made, which are simply known as the John Defoe Quadrilogy. The series spans 4 titles: 5 Days a Stranger, 7 Days a Skeptic, Trilby's Notes, and 6 Days a Sacrifice, which ties up the story arc. The first game, 5 Days a Stranger, begins with notorious cat burglar Trilby as he decides to break into the Defoe manor. Rumour has it that the last heirs in the Defoe bloodline have passed, albeit under mysterious circumstances, leaving behind a substantial amount of unclaimed valuables, which Trilby decides might as well belong to him. Once inside, Trilby discovers that the valuables are already gone and decides that he should do the same. Unfortunately for him, the window is locked and he's forced to make his way through the house to find an alternative exit. After meeting some people, it's quickly explained that they are now all prisoners in the house. Trying as they might, no exit is available, so it's up to us to find a way out. Pretty easy stuff for a prolific cat thief. But we quickly discover that there's treachery afoot, as a killer is loose and out to get everyone in the house, which combined with the minimalistic visuals and sounds, brings back a sense of constant dread, not unlike the original Clock Tower games, with creaky floorboards and ominently absent music doing lots for the atmosphere. Gameplay wise, 5 Days is a typical point and click adventure, with Trilby able to walk, look at, use and talk to most objects around the manor, with players needing to find what to use on what in order to progress through the story. 5 Days is perhaps the most humorous in the series, with hints of Yahtzee's comedic flair dotted throughout, although the narrative is still mainly built around suspense as characters try to piece together what's happening whilst also avoiding deaths at the hands of the killer. And whilst 5 Days is for the most part a traditional slasher story, over the course of the 4 games the narrative develops into a deep mythos, spanning centuries, from the ancient times all the way to the deep future, and with stories focused on cults and demonic entities, paying homage to the likes of H.P. Lovecraft, whilst also referencing other media like the Alien franchise. The series doesn't just experiment in its narrative, with gameplay evolving as the game progresses, from simple adjustments like the inclusion of a quick action menu, to complete overhauls, like the third installment Trilby's Notes, which swapped the traditional point and click style for a more Zork themed endeavour, which players had to type their own actions. Nevertheless, the gameplay isn't particularly deep, especially for veterans of the point and click franchise, but the John Defoe Quadrilogy makes up for it with a deep narrative that continues to develop along with the twists and turns of the story, changing from a simple horror game to a well-rounded franchise. If Yahtzee had held off and made these games more recently, we can imagine them doing pretty well as indie titles on a platform like Steam or the Xbox Live Arcade. For now though, we're lucky, and Yahtzee allows these games to be downloaded absolutely free of charge on his personal website fullyramblomatic.com. So if you're looking for a deep narrative driven experience, you've got no reason not to try these out.